Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV 30 Minutes. I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. In the headlines, Hoodlums attack Ogun Assembly, steal Mace. Enugu State Government presents 2021 budget of 169 billion naira. Former Pension Task Force Chairman Abdul Rashid Maina collapses in court. And now for the details. Suspected hoodlums on Thursday attacked Ogun State House of Assembly and carted away the mace. The police spokesperson in the state, Abimbola Oyeyemi, confirmed the incident to newsmen. He said the suspected hoodlums in the early hours of Thursday broke into the House of Assembly and carted away the mace, which is the official symbol of authority of the House. He, however, said the coat of arms on the mace has been recovered, but the stick is still missing. He added that investigations have been launched to unravel those who are behind the incident and the motive behind their action. The Enugu State Governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, says some critical infrastructure are necessary to consolidate on the gains that have been made in the overall development of the state. Governor Ugwuanyi made the statement on Wednesday while presenting the 2021 budget to the State House of Assembly. Signature TV correspondent Michael Ilediago reports that the 2021 budget is 169.8 billion naira.
Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, during the presentation at the Enugu State House of Assembly, tagged it a budget of recovery and positive growth. He provided a breakdown of the budget, saying that it is 13.8 higher than the reversed 2020 budget of the state.
I hereby present to you a year 2021 budget estimate of 169 billion 845 million 758,500 naira only. It is a budget proposal for strategically enhancing recovery of the state from the drawback of 2020.
The governor further announced some of the critical infrastructures and projects captured in the 2021 budget.
The 2021 capital budget has the following as the key deliverables: rehabilitation of the 9-mile cash water borehole program, AMD-funded third National Urban Water Supply Reform Project will fully come on stream, completion and landscaping of International Conference Center, construction of a flyover bridge at T-Junction, Nike Lake Resort /Nike Lake.
Earlier, Governor Ugwuanyi highlighted the performance of the 2020 budget.
New minimum wage implementation. In February 2020, following the computation of the consequential adjustment on the new minimum wage, the state government commenced the payment of the 30,000 naira new minimum wage to its workers. Commenced the development of USU Teaching Hospital Complex in Bano in NS. Currently, the construction of 2 12-classroom faculty buildings, 2 number 10 classroom faculty buildings, 2 number 8 classroom faculty buildings for the Institute College of Education, as well as industrial water borehole projects are ongoing. Renovation and equipping of isolation and treatment centers in Soka, HU Teaching Hospital Parkland in Enugu, as well as equipping the ultra-modern Enugu State Medical Diagnosis Center.
Meanwhile, the Speaker Enugu State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Edward Obosin, while commending the governor for his performance, charged him to ensure development of Nsukka urban.
So I'm talking about they are moving into Nsukka, you mentioned it at the early stage. Anything you can do to develop that area, that place is backward, do it. And as they are doing it, try also to touch hand on the other side. I'm not quoting someone. So I heard what you mentioned. My prayer is that God will give you the strength, the money, the enablement to do all this.
The COVID-19 pandemic and Nigeria's general economic recession were identified as the major setbacks to the performance of the 2020 budget. Michael Ilediago for Signature TV.
The former chairman of the defunct pension reform task team, Abdul Rashid Maina, on Thursday fainted in court. The federal government is prosecuting Maina on a 12-count charge of fraud and money laundering before a federal high court sitting in Abuja. Maina was recently extradited from the Niger Republic after he jumped bail and escaped the country. The former pension boss collapsed when his counsel, Anayo Adibe, was addressing the court on his no-case submission before Justice Okun Abang. Before Maina's collapse, his counsel was praying the court for an adjournment to enable him to get records of court proceedings. But after Maina collapsed, the court rose abruptly to enable officials of the Correctional Service and relations of the former pension boss to attend to him. The matter had been adjourned on Wednesday to Thursday for the defendant to argue his no-case submission and for the prosecution to respond to the same orally. The case has now been adjourned to December 21 and 22. President Muhammadu Buhari has failed to honor the invitation by members of the House of Representatives to address them on the security situation in the country as plenary commenced on Thursday. Members of the House of Representatives had on December 1st passed a resolution to invite President Buhari to brief the House on the true state of the security situation in the country. This decision was taken when the House considered a motion moved by members from Borno State on the massacre of 43 rice farmers in the state by Boko Haram insurgents. In response, the President's personal assistant on social media, Loretta Onochie, announced on Monday, December 7, that the President will address a joint session of the National Assembly. At the commencement of plenary on Thursday, there was no sight of President Buhari. A lawmaker from Rivers State, Solomon Bob, then raised a point of order over the President's refusal to honor the invitation of the House. He asked the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, to update the House on the subject matter. The Speaker said that the House would wait for official communication from the President. Meanwhile, the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, has said that the National Assembly had no powers to summon the President over the rising insecurity in the country. Malami stated this in a statement on Wednesday titled, "Buhari's summons NAS operates outside constitutional bounds." Youths in Rukboku and Rumudomaya communities in Obiakbo local government area of Rivers State have occupied the street in protest following the killing of a commercial tricycle operator. Eyewitnesses said trouble started on Thursday morning when a policeman around Rukboku asked the tricycle driver for 100 naira bribe, which the driver could not provide. The police officer was said to have fired a shot directly at the driver, killing him on the spot. The death of the tricycle operator provoked the youths and other members of the community who set bonfires on the streets in protest. The protest in Rukboku snowballed into a full-blown riot and spread to neighboring communities. Another person has been reported shot following confrontations between the protesting youths and the police. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Catriona Laing, has suggested that gender-based violence in Nigeria should be reduced if women are encouraged to participate in governance and security sector. She made the statement in Abuja on Tuesday at the ActionAid new project launch. Laing, while calling for women's inclusiveness in politics, said that women and girls make up 50% of Nigeria's population that are marginalized from the decision-making process.
And the way we're viewing the issue of gender-based violence is increasingly through the lens of women, peace and security. And we know that we're not going to end gender-based violence without a fundamental shift in women's participation and leadership in the security sector itself. And of course in politics. So security and politics, if we have senior women representation in those two areas, we will certainly start to make a difference. As we all know, women and girls make up 50% of the population, but they are so marginalised from decision making in Nigeria, and that has to change. I just want to flag finally a few of the programmes that we are specifically working on. So one is around shifting those societal norms. And we have set up sexual assault referral centres in Nigeria, and they're now modelled across the country. We have a specific programme in northeast Nigeria, where obviously women and girls have suffered so much, where again we have these safe forums, and where we have tried to help women and girls be reintegrated after captivity and having suffered rape and assault.
So happy to be the 2020 recipient of the Commonwealth Point of Light Award. It is an award given by the Queen of England under the auspices of the Commonwealth to recognize inspirational volunteers across the 53 Commonwealth states. And I'm happy to be chosen as the point of light for Nigeria in 2020. And I'm so happy that this is a recognition not just for me, but for women who face challenges, who have no voice, who have had walls created around them to prevent them from getting involved, from having participation in decision-making processes or peace-building processes. This is to tell men and women alike that women can do it and we can contribute to the peace and development of our countries. And I hope that it will be a recognition and acknowledgement by our leaders that yes, women can do it. If this award can come from the Commonwealth, we hope that it can inspire more people. It can inspire our leaders to have more women involved in peace and development processes, especially governance. Thank you. So, most people coming from North Central Nigeria or Northeast, we've all been affected by violent conflict. So we have had families killed, we have relatives killed, we have children affected. So it's like something, instead of grieving as a victim, I wanted to survive. I wanted to get my voice out there to contribute to bringing peace back to my communities. That was the inspiration. But I'm happy that I get to do this beyond just my community. I get to do it even outside my community. And that's what's beautiful about it all.
The ongoing Chief of Army Staff Conference on Thursday came to an abrupt end after one of the participating senior Army officers tested positive for COVID-19. All participants have been mandated by the Nigerian Army authorities to immediately proceed on self-isolation. According to a statement by the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Sagir Musa, the remaining activities of the conference have been cancelled. All the participants have been mandated to immediately proceed on self-isolation in line with the federal government's protocol for COVID-19 and to prevent any further spread of the disease. A separate statement also signed by Musa announced that the number of guests earlier invited for the wedding of the son of the Chief of Army Staff, Hamisu Tukur Buratai, have been pruned with total exclusion of all the officers who were at the Army conference. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has promised that the Nigerian military will provide necessary support to enhance the unity of African military through sports. General Buratai was speaking at the formal presentation of Brigadier General Mekano Abdullahi as the new president of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa. Signature TV correspondent Damilola Abudu was at the presentation and now reports.
The new president, Organization of Military Sport in Africa, OSMA, Brigadier General Mekano Abdullahi, has promised to unite all armed forces through sports. At his formal presentation to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, on Wednesday in Abuja, he appreciated the Army Chief for the opportunity to serve and confidence reposed on him.
Let me use this opportunity also to thank my Chief of Defense Staff for all the 100% support he has given to me. On what we expect, already I have the experience. I was Secretary of the organization for many years. Now we are taking that. When I say we, that means together with my directors, board members, we are taking this organization into the next level of achievement. I want to make sure that I unite all the African armed forces in terms of sporting activities to the next level of achievement, and we will do so by God's grace.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, in his address, promised the OSMA president the necessary support. He congratulated him for making the Nigerian Army and the nation proud, having contested and won election for the president of OSMA against two other generals from Algeria and Guinea-Bissau.
This go beyond the there are several sorts of sport development, as well as encouraging talent funds to develop sports, not only within the military but also generally public. So we look forward to more active years, spending 3 years, 4 years, 4 years. So we support you to really start. Because of our friends support you. With their position as the Vice President of the city, as well as the President of the African Military Sports, I think you cannot sit in the office. You have to move around, bring back those good days, bring back the glory of military sports.
The Chief of Army Staff charged him to bring back the glory of African military sports, while wishing him a successful tenure. Brigadier General Maikano Abdullahi, who also doubles as the Vice President International Military Sports Council, has served in the OSMA board for many years. The Organization of Military Sports in Africa, OSMA, is a continental organization made up of the armed forces of African member countries. Damilola Abudu, for Signature TV News.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has refuted the claim that it grants waiver to foreign shipping companies operating in Nigeria and an allegation of bias for international shipping firms bringing petroleum products into Nigeria. NIMASA's Director General, Bashir Jamo, told the Senate Committee on Local Content on Wednesday that his organization was empowered to only process waivers and not to grant it within the purview of the Cabotage Act. The panel is undertaking an inquiry into a purported violation of statutory regulations and provisions involving the maritime sector. The Ship Owners Association of Nigeria had on Tuesday, through its president, Mark George Onyong, claimed that favoritism was shown to foreign shipping companies in contravention of maritime laws and at the expense of their Nigerian counterparts. The Senate on Wednesday urged the executive arm of government to investigate the $9 billion annual revenue loss to illegal mining and smuggling of gold in Nigeria. The motion was sponsored by the Senate Chief Whip, Senator Ojozo Kalu, at plenary. Kalu, while presenting the motion, noted that Nigeria lost close to $54 billion from 2012 to 2018 due to illegal smuggling of gold, stressing that the country is said to be losing about $9 billion yearly to illegal mining and gold exportation. According to him, gold mining operations in the country is capable of providing over 250,000 jobs and over $5 million annually in royalties and taxes to the federal government. This, explained, would further help in diversifying the nation's economy and improve its foreign exchange reserve. Consequently, the Senate mandated its Committee on Solid Minerals, Mines, Steel Development, and Metallurgy to investigate all illegal mining and revenue leakages associated with the activities. And now for the stock market report. Transaction proceedings on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NSE, ended on a negative note at the close of trading on Thursday, as the market capitalization maintained a negative stance. On Wednesday, market capitalization closed in the negative, declining from 18.31 trillion naira at the close of trading on Tuesday to 18.304 trillion at 6.52 trillion billion naira, or 0.04% fall. Also on Thursday, it dipped further from 18.304 trillion at 6.52 trillion billion naira to 18 billion to 18.072 trillion naira, a 1.27% reduction. The all-share index also closed in the negative, declining to 34,577.26 from 35,021.26, a 1.4% fall. However, activity level rose as volume and value climbed significantly with over 93%. The volume increased to 553.950 million from 283.091, a 95.68% rise. The value closed at 6.639 billion naira, an increase from 3.420 billion traded on Wednesday. This was a 94.1% increase. On the activity chart, there were 13 gainers and 40 losers at the close of business on Thursday. Okomu Oil PLC was the top gainer, with the share rising from 80 naira to 88, a 10% gain per share. Mutual Benefit followed, with its share rising to 24 kobo from 22 kobo traded Wednesday, a 9.09% gain. On the other hand, First Bank of Nigeria Holdings PLC led the laggards with 10% loss on its share price. This was a reduction from 7 naira traded on Wednesday to 6 naira 3 kobo. WAPCO followed with a 10% loss. Its share price fell from 22 naira 5 kobo to 20 naira 25 kobo. Zenith Bank was the toast of investors, selling 65.42 million shares worth 1.456 million naira in 874 deals. And on the foreign scene, Ghana's opposition has rejected presidential and parliamentary election results, a party official said on Wednesday, and intends to take steps to appeal to the Electoral Commission's decision. Haruna Idrisu, a member of parliament for the National Democratic Congress NDC party, at a press conference in Accra, said overwhelming evidence available makes it impossible to accept the election result, which he described as spurious and hurried conclusion. According to him, decisive and concrete steps will be taken both with the presidential and parliamentary results to overturn the results. The West African country is known for a stable democracy, but tensions rose on Tuesday after Mahama claimed to have won a parliamentary majority and warned Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party NPP against stealing the vote. In a victory speech on Wednesday, the president-elect addressed his jubilant supporters, calling for peace. Real Madrid head coach Zinedine Zidane has insisted he will not stay long enough at the club to become their version of Sir Alex Ferguson. Zidane eased some pressure off himself with a 2-0 win over Borussia in the Champions League on Wednesday, sealing qualification for the round of 16. The Frenchman's position had come under intense scrutiny after one win in 5 games saw his team struggling in the La Liga and in Europe. Madrid's season now appears to be back on track, following back-to-back victories, beating Sevilla on Saturday and then Mönchengladbach on Wednesday. They face another tough test this weekend in a derby against high-flying Atletico. Ferguson spent 26 years as manager of Manchester United, while Zidane has been in charge at the Bernabeu for just 4 years, over 2 spells. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distancing, and wear your face mask while going about your daily activities. That's the Signature TV 30 Minutes. On behalf of my producer, Damilola Abudu, and the team, I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo, thanking you for watching.